Today we're going to go for Notes 8, which is day 2 of functions. So more function notation. Remember that y equal x plus 2 is the same thing as f of x equals x plus 2. So that's in function notation. A table of values for this function is listed to the right. There are many things you can do with a table of values. You can, for one thing, list the ordered pairs. So we can list the ordered pairs from the table of values. So remember, f of x is the same thing as y. So our ordered pairs go in the order x first, then y. So we can say that our first one represents -3, -1. The next one is -2, 0. Then we have 0, 2, and then 1, 3. We can also plot the points and draw a line with arrows connecting the points. So -3, -1. Left 3, down 1. Left 2, 0. 0, 2 goes up 2. And right 1, up 3. So we're going to draw a line connecting the points and drawing arrows on the ends. We can, number 3, identify the domain. The domain are the x values. And we're going to write these in order from least to greatest. So -3, -2, 0, 1. Then the range values, they're already in order from least to greatest on the table. -1, 0, 2, 3. And the input values are the same thing as the domain, which is the x values. So we're just really repeating 3 and 4. And then the output is -1, 0, 2, and 3. All right, let's take a look at problem 6 here. It says, and the last thing we can do with the table of values is we can list the ordered pairs a different way by using function notation f of x. So right here we can look at this f of -3 as f of x. So the x is -3, the y is 1, just as it is in the table. Then here our x is -2, 0. And then here our x is 0, and our y would be 2. And then here our x, remember it's f of x, would be 1 when our y is 3. All right, let's take a look what we're going to do down here on number 7. When calculating the function of a number, you are using a number as an input value, the x value. So on number 7, for the function f of x equals 2x minus 3, and it says find f of -4. That means when x is -4. So in place of x, we're going to put -4. So 2 times -4 is -8 minus 3, which gives us -11. Then it says continue to fill in the following input values. Complete the table. So find the function f of 5. So that means we're going to put 5 in place of x upstairs. It's 2 times 5 is 10, minus 3 is 7. So we're going to have the ordered pair when x is 5 and y is 7. Then f of 7, so it's going to be 2 times 7 minus 3, which is 14 minus 3, which is 11. So we're going to have the ordered pair 7, 11. Letter C, find the function of 10, so f of 10. So we're going to put 10 in place of the x, so 2 times 10 minus 3, so that's 20 minus 3, which is 17. Now then, using the calculator, this is what we can do. So these are the calculator steps. So press on, press 1 for new. We're going to add graphs. You can type in 2x minus 3. Remember, f of x means y equals. Press enter, and to see the table, you're going to press menu 7, then 1. Or for a table shortcut, just Control T. So you can practice doing that when you have the calculator. All right, let's take a look at number 8. It says find the range values for, which is what we were doing. Oh, I forgot to fill in this last part on this table, 10 and 17. I just realized that. So we're going to find the range values for g of x equals 8 minus 4x squared, given the domain is -1, 0, and 3. So what we need to do is give us a little bit more room here. We're going to take this expression right here, and in place of x, right there, that's where we're going to put the -1, the 0, and the 3. So it'll look like 8 minus 4, and then in place of x, we put -1 and 1 squared. So this will be 8 minus, we use our order of operations, so we're going to use the parentheses. So -1 and then square it. So -1 times -1 is 1, and 1 times 4 is 4. So 8 minus 4 is 4. Then when it's 0, so we're going to have 8 minus 4 times 0 squared. So that'll be 8 minus, well, 0 squared is 0, 0 times 4 is 0. So 8 minus 0 is 8. And then lastly, we have the 3 we're going to put. 8 minus 4, in place of the x, we put 3 and we square it. So this will be 8 minus 3 squared is 9. 9 times 4 is 36. So 8 minus 36 will give us a -26. It's kind of close. Not 26. What am I thinking? 28. Sorry. So we're going to make that a 28. There we go. So 28 and 8 is 36. So now we're going to put this in order from least to greatest. So we're going to put our -28 first, and then a 4, and then an 8. So anytime I ask you for domain or range, you always put it in order from least to greatest. All right, let's take a look at problem 9. It says read the graph, fill in the table, then list the domain and range. So we're going to read the graph. These are weekly attendance at Trout Lake State Park. So it looks like week 1 there was 100 people. So week 1, number of weeks, total people, 100. Week 2 is 200. Week 3 is also 200. Week 4 is 300. Week 5 bumped up to 500. 6 is 600, and 7 is 700. Okay. The domain would be 1 and 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the range are your y's. Now, remember that the 200 repeats, but only listed one time. 300, 500, 600, and 700. Okay. So, I guess we have done everything. It says we read the graph, we filled in the table, and then we listed the domain and range. All right, and just to piggyback off what I just said, domain and range values cannot repeat when listing them. All right, let's take a look at problem 10. Which of these choices could be the range values? Remember, the range represents the y. So let's say I start at the bottom, and I'm going to take the lowest point and draw it toward the y axis. So it looks like it's going to be a little bit above 75. So it's not letter B, and it's not D, because D is right at 75. So it could be 82 or 90. So then let's draw this one. So this one is going to be just under 150. So it's not A, so it's definitely going to be C. But anyways, that's kind of a nice trick. Anytime they ask you the domain or range, you can just take the point and start drawing it toward that axis that it's asking for. All right, I believe we have just covered everything. Yep, so that is the second day of looking at functions.